So how much VA disability compensation can you get if you have erectile dysfunction? Generally speaking, you're going to get a 0% rating, and it's called Special Monthly Compensation K, and they rate it under loss of use of the creative organ. This is going to amount to $128.12 per month. As of 2023, it'll go up as the cost of living increases adjust over the years. And this is separate from your VA disability rating, your normal rating. If you have 70%, you can get SMCK, and it'll be in addition to your 70%. If you have 100% and you get paid at the 100% rate, same thing applies. Extra $128.12. So there's a few things you need to know about erectile dysfunction, filing a claim for it, all that kind of good stuff. It's very common among men. It's even more common among male veterans. Probably no surprise there. And just like kind of when we're talking about VA claims, secondary claims, this is a very good secondary claim, by the way. You have to think about the logical, is it logical to connect this to that and file a claim for this? As you get into this a little bit and you do research, some things are a little bit more of a stretch than others. This is not one of those things. Go look at, let's say you have a mental health condition like I do, or 5 of them. Go look at the medications that the VA gives you, and then go look up the side effects. Especially with mental health medications, it's like a side effect on over 50%. Go check it out. Type in trazodone, Xanax, all that kind of stuff. You're going to see possible side effects, erectile dysfunction on most of these things. So this isn't a leap at all, and this is a very good way to go about it. File it as a secondary claim and use the medications as your reasoning, because it's right on the bottle as a potential side effect. This is another disability that you need medical evidence for. You need a current diagnosis, current symptoms, and the nexus. If you're doing this as a secondary by way of medications, you need a doctor to fill this out and write on it, at least as likely as not basis, what this is caused by. That's the nexus. If your doctor won't do it for you or your VA doctor won't do it for you, check out my med team. There's an email address in the description. So this is an easy claim to win, in my opinion. As I mentioned, it's a logical claim. A lot of us are on a lot of medications. The VA loves throwing medications at us. And I know I'd probably take 5 or 6 of them a day. Half of those have possible side effects as erectile dysfunction. Also, erectile dysfunction doesn't just mean you can't get it up. There's all sorts of phases in between that, Can't get it up, stays up too long. That probably would be a good problem, in my case anyway, right? Premature ejaculation, too much ejaculation. It's not just you can't get it up. That's the most common thing. Do your research. You know what you have, right? You know what version of erectile dysfunction you have, or it may be a problem. Go look it up. You'll probably find out that it is erectile dysfunction. So it's all over the board. It's very common. It's easy to win as a secondary claim. And, if you're in your 1-year presumptive period, definitely throw that in there as well if that's a condition you suffer from. Another reason that erectile dysfunction is an easy claim to win is the C&P exam is easier than most. So some of these C&P exams that have orthopedic conditions, there's tight parameters. You have to have a goniometer. You can only move 10 degrees and 20 degrees. And, a lot of these are hands-on. Some of these are questions tests. A C&P exam for erectile dysfunction, it's not hands-on. It's not drop your drawers. They're going to ask you, you're going to submit your claim and prove it, and you're going to have symptoms, and they're going to ask you if you have it, and you're going to say yes. There's nothing they can check. The doctor, female or male, isn't going to make you drop your drawers and look at your dick for something he can't check. You're telling him that you can't get it up, He doesn't need to verify that. So I know some of you guys are like, I don't want to go for a C&P exam for that. They're not going to look. I know a C&P examiner, and she said she's done one C&P exam for loss of use of the creative organ, and it was because penis deformity. So she actually had to go look at the deformity. But just straight up erectile dysfunction, no dick looking. So don't worry about that part. The third reason this is a easier claim to win is it's very common in male veterans. It's very common in males, period, but especially male veterans. So those are a couple of reasons why they're easy to win. Don't worry about the C&P exam. It's not going to be making you drop trowel. Don't worry about that. But there's a couple other things I want to go over with for you to think about before filing this claim. So the first one is SMCK, the loss of use, is a 0% rating, and they pay you the $128.12. So if you're working this into your strategy and you're like, all right, cool, I'm going to try to get extra percentage, it's not going to increase your overall rating using the combined ratings table. So that's something to keep in mind. If your goal is to increase your disability rating and get to 100%, this probably isn't the claim for you to file because you only get 0% for it. But the flip side is you also get paid. So you should know that. And then the last thing, this is kind of, what I'm dealing with, is I'm 100% permanent and total. I have erectile dysfunction, but I am not willing to lay my, $3,300 a month on the line and have them open up my whole claim because I'm going to do a big drop. If I go from 100% to 90%, I'm going to lose tons of benefits. It's not worth an extra $128.12 per month for me. I'm waiting another 16 years until my rating's protected under the 20-year rule. That's when I'm going to file that claim. Let me jump in here real quick and tell you about my boot camp. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp. You can talk to me live. There's a link on the website. And in the description, combatcraig.com. And also, if you need medical evidence, like a nexus or documenting your symptoms properly, go to our website, combatcraig.com, and it says medteam/nexus letters. Click on that link, fill out the form, boom, you're done.